Here's some news you might have missed on the Bible Forum this week. If you listen to the mainstream media, check out the social media, you'd think America was a hotbed of racial intimidation and persecution. Recently, the Presbyterian Church of America repented of their racism. But here's a newsflash. There was no PCA until the late 1970s. What they did was repent of attitudes they may have had. Is this what we've come to? If you're white, you must be a racist because, well, that's what white people are. If you don't agree, well, you're probably a racist for not agreeing. Well, here's a newsflash. America is not, nor has she ever been, institutionally racist. You say, but then we had slaves. Yeah, these were slaves that were captured, enslaved, and sold by Muslims before there was a Union of States. Purchased by plantation owners who were told by evolutionists that black people were not human. They were in the process of becoming human. Others were taught by unlearned preachers that they were under the curse of Ham. They had the dark color, as the Hamites did. And God cursed the descendants of Ham. He would be a slave in his brother's tent. Well, the founders wanted slavery to be abolished. It's very clear in the writings. However, the Southern economy depended on slaves. Outlawing slavery in the 18th century would have cut the number of colonies in half, dooming the fledgling United States to easy defeat by Great Britain. So the promise was to deal with the slavery issue later on. Well, later dragged well into the 19th century, and it ended up splitting the Union. Americans, as a rule, however, do not resent people of color any more than they do other people. Americans do not want people of color to fail or to be kept down. It is the liberal, the progressive politician and leader, the groups representing people of color who seem to want all that. Who was it that ran the segregated South? It was the Democrats. Some of these Democrats served in Congress. Some were KKK members and leaders right up to the 1960s. Do you remember Senator Robert Byrd of West Virginia? A grand wizard. And Democrats now lead the charge against discrimination? I got a question for you. Who destroyed the black family? It wasn't Republicans. It wasn't Christians. It wasn't conservatives. Who is it that's keeping them poor today? The Great Society of Lyndon Johnson doomed all poor people to government slavery, and the progressives have continued to perpetuate it. Who's feeding poor people drugs, tobacco, alcohol? Who's perpetuating the idea that white people hate blacks? I've been white all my life, and I've never met anybody like that. Most Americans want people of color to succeed. They want stable families and solid citizens among the black community. They want a strong black society. Color is not the issue. It never has been. The issue has always been character, culture, industriousness. Most people resent the fact that minority groups get special privileges in education, at work, in society. That doesn't make us racists. We never had those kinds of benefits, so it doesn't seem fair. But it isn't racism. Put a black man next to a white man, with both having the same skills, qualifications, doing the same work, with the same expectations, and there is no problem. The racist rhetoric empowers destroyers. It keeps young black men and women from seeing, understanding, succeeding, and being strong. If there are institutional racists among us, it's the progressives. The Jesse Jacksons, the Al Sharptons, the Nation of Islam, the Black Panthers. These are the people stirring this thing up. Don't be one of them.